Bienvenidos al Mr. Franquicia Podcast, el podcast en español número 1 en el mundo maravilloso de las franquicias, conducido por su servidor Rafael Álvarez. Estamos en vivo desde el piso 85 del One World Trade Center desde la ciudad de Nueva York. Así que prepárese, que el programa va a comenzar. Greetings, saludos, here we are. Greetings. This is Rafael Alvarez, Mr. Franquicias. We are very excited, very happy because today we have a very special guest directly and live from Toronto, Canada, the one and only Sebastian Aguirre. He is from NiceJob. It's a very interesting company that we'll be talking about, and also his participation and involvement in promoting franchising within the Latino community. I had the great opportunity of meeting him during the International Franchise Expo in June at the Javits Center in New York City. And then he came to the Latino Franchise Association event, Franquicia Fest. And obviously, we even had a blast there during that time. Hola, Sebastián. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
So good to see you, and thank you so much for having me on your show. I hear it's like #1 in Spotify, so I'm really excited to be here and talk about franchising.
Yeah, definitely. This is the #1 bilingual podcast, and we love to do it in both English and Spanish, so we can really get the message out there and get to as many people as possible, promoting franchising within the Latino community, which is our goal. So I want to welcome you to this podcast. I know that we have multiple conversations or figure out a time. I know that you're very busy, but I'm really curious about who is Sebastian Aguirre. So those people that have no idea, where were you born? Where you came from, my friend?
So I was born in Mendoza in Argentina, and
Wow.
yeah, so I moved to Toronto with my family, of course, back in the 80s, and we moved to Toronto. So I grew up in Canada. I learned to speak English, gone to school here, and yeah, eventually I moved to Vaughan in Ontario, which is north of Toronto.
It's beautiful. I love Toronto. I love the metropolitan area. I love to go and see a ball game. My family and I used to spend Labor Day weekend, as a matter of fact, in Toronto for many years, because we used to stay in the hotel that is inside the baseball stadium. And from our window, we used to see 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And usually the Yankees were playing during the Labor Day weekend there in Toronto. So it became for us, I guess, la costumbre, of being able to go and take time to go to visit. Obviously, I mean, we got to do a lot of sightseeing of Toronto. Great food, great people, a great diversity in Toronto. I mean, it's really an amazing city. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much.
So let me ask you a question. So I noticed that somehow, so you were born in Argentina, I guess, and you came. How old were you when you came to Canada?
I was 4 years old.
4 years old. Oh, so you literally grew up in Canada. And do you speak French too, or just English?
Just English. No French, sorry.
I know I'm saying French because you guys have Quebec right next to you, and it's part of the Canadian country. But it's okay. You speak English very well, which is great. Now I noticed I was looking, trying to learn more about you. I didn't know you were involved in the film industry or something. I saw so many pictures of you with so many famous and recognizable movie stars. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I went to film school at Sheridan College in Ontario, which was considered one of the best film schools in Canada. And my first film that I worked on after I graduated was a Sony film. It was $100 million show, and it was my first show, and I was nervous. But I started as an AD, an assistant director, and then eventually started to move up as an editor in visual effects. And
Wow.
then, like I always say, the machine moves you to corporate. And that's how I got into corporate sales and marketing for Disney, for Netflix, and other studios as well.
Wow, yeah, I saw that. That was really really awesome to be able to connect with so many famous, artists. Which one is the artist that you can say, wow, so happy to get to know this person? Who's your the famous artist, best artist that
Uh,
you
that's a tough question because there's so many. I've met Forrest Whitaker, who's an Oscar winner, Sigourney Weaver, Dennis Quaid, but not just meeting the actors in front of a camera, but also the creators behind the camera. I met the director and worked with the director of Home Alone 1 and 2, and then I worked with other visual effects artists who worked with Spielberg and George Lucas, and many of them were my mentors. So I was able to really meet my heroes in front of the camera and behind it.
and for how long do you do that? You were at what age?
So I started young, actually. I was about 23, and I worked in the film business for about 15 years. So yeah, it's been more than half of my life that I've been working in that industry.
Wow. And then from there you transition to franchising, or you got another job opportunity? I'm trying to see, how do you end up doing franchising work?
So that's the most common question I get. How did you jump from film to franchising? Because they don't connect.
They don't connect.
They don't connect. So it's interesting because I'm surprised myself. I've always worked in corporate marketing. I worked for other companies with their enterprise sales processes. And what happened was eventually I started to get involved with corporations. And a friend of mine who worked at NiceJob in the franchise space, there was a job opening, and she emailed me and said, "Hey, there's this job opening here for you, and I think this is your alley. You know how to do sales, and you can also help the company with the marketing, so to speak." So I looked into the company, and it's a tech company. So NiceJob is reputation marketing company that supports and provides services for many businesses. There's about 25,000 companies that they're currently working with just in the US. And so I looked into it. I went to the interview and I really liked what they were doing. And I did learn that they had a franchising department. So as we can see here on the website, we also provide gift and loyalty, payment processing. So it's a company that offers technology that supports franchise businesses and corporations. So I eventually ended up in the franchise department with a great team who've been there for many years. And all I can say is that I enjoy getting up in the morning to work because franchising is so deep and there's so much knowledge in that space. So I'm constantly learning, but I'm also learning as well that NiceJob is supporting this space, and we're growing exponentially in the franchise sector with this great technology.
So technically, for what I see, what you guys do, you help franchise companies to be able to keep their rating all the way up there, to be able to clean up all of those reviews that are negative, sort of, right? And be able to keep their brand nice and shiny, per se, right?
Correct. So the way NiceJob works is we help build online reputation through marketing of reviews. Our software helps franchisees and franchisors collect reviews for their businesses. In today's business landscape, as we know, a lot of individuals look for reviews when making a purchasing decision. So when a franchisee uh, gathers those reviews, then they're able to market it so they can get more sales.
Very interesting. Not, I totally agree. I mean, a review can make you business, but also can really destroy it if you don't pay attention and take care of those issues. It's all about. I mean, like I always say, the internet brought us a lot of great things, right? But I feel like at the same time, it gave a
Mhm.
significant amount of power for consumers.
Yes.
Consumers have something called now. It's a weapon. Let's call it a weapon, right? Consumers now have something called review that has become a
Mhm.
weapon. Oh, you don't treat me with respect. You don't treat me nice in your restaurant or your business or your franchise, company. It's okay. Then they're gonna go and really totally blast your brand in a negative way that can create so much damage that sometimes those damage can cause thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to a business owner. So you guys are like the fixer. You usually come in and fix it and do explain to us. I mean, how do you do it? What's the whole? What is? Well, I don't want you to tell us your secret sauce, but at least how does it work? I mean, people pay a subscription. How does it work?
Well, I'm going to share the secret sauce actually.
Ah,
uh,
okay.
be- and this is what makes our company different and also successful. And so NiceJob has an automated process for requesting those reviews. So, for example, our system will send first a text message to the client after a job is done. And that's when it's considered the peak point of excitement. And because we all have busy lives, sometimes we'll say we'll postpone it, we'll write a review later. Our system doesn't stop there. It would actually send three other touch points in the form of an email. And these four triggers is a perfect metric to request that review. So that's why our company is so successful because it can guarantee 75% more reviews, which converts into more sales. So that's why our company or our software is helping those businesses build that robust online reputation.
That is fantastic. That is a fantastic concept. It's a proprietary software. I mean, you guys build it. Is that what it is?
Correct. We have hardworking engineers that are working around the clock that are always uh, looking for ways to build the best customer service. And not only that, we also want our customers or clients to really have a user-friendly experience when using our software.
And then the way it is, I see here the pricing. I guess people come from the simple pricing for small businesses. From explain the pricing levels.
Yeah, so correct. So in order to encourage businesses to learn about a program, we do have a 14-day free trial. And if a franchisee decides to implement NiceJob, they pay a subscription of $75 a month. But right now, because we have so many franchises looking into our software, we have companies that are signing up to 20 to 400 locations at a time.
Wow.
So we give really good incentives, good deals, because we want to work with these companies. So our pricing, if you look at it, they're very cost friendly. You don't need a marketing budget to work with us. And because our CEO has a good concept of helping small businesses. That's why our pricing is middle tier, just to help those small businesses get those robust online reputation.
And you pay this amount per location, I'm assuming.
It could be per location, and also if there's 10 locations and more, we can definitely provide a discount.
Wow. And how long you guys been in business and doing this?
So NiceJob has been around about 10 years now. And in the franchise space, our department has been around for 2 to 3 years. But I can proudly say that our company collectively has been able to help businesses get 1.7 million Google reviews.
Wow, that's a lot. That's good.
That's
I mean, and then I see here that is also based, and the pricing is based on the number of clients. I guess
Mhm.
that the company has, the more clients, obviously, the more emails you guys have to send, the more follow up, the more review, the more this, the more that. And the idea is, and then does your platform kind of filter all the different level of review when they are coming in?
So our company, what it does, it works as a safety net to get those reviews, and our clients through the NiceJob software, they're able to publish those reviews on their NiceJob platform or on their social media. So because we guarantee that 75% reviews, we don't stop there. As I can see there, you're on the main page of NiceJob. We have a great widget that allows to aggregate those 75% reviews into one page. So if you continue scrolling, Rafael, and you click on view more there on the button, actually, if you go up a little bit, there we go. There we go. So on the gray says view more. If you continue to scroll down, you'll notice images along with these reviews.
Uh-huh.
We call these stories. So what happens is when a client comes into your website, and maybe if it's a franchisee that has a website and it's attracting its clients, these aggregated reviews will work as social proof. It's like several people in your community or your family saying, "Hey, this business is great. Go with them or buy their products." So this system that we implement through the widgets incentivizes people to trust you. And right now, there is a statistic that we've measured, and 90% of reviews are considered like something great that somebody's saying. It could be your family or your friend. And you're more inclined to trust a friend, right, when they give you a recommendation. So that's why NiceJob is so successful in gathering these reviews, aggregating them on your website through widgets, and eventually these convert into more sales for your business.
I see that some of these review are for you guys. I guess satisfied
Mm,
clients that already are using the platform and are getting the benefit. This look cool. I mean, this is very nice in terms of
yeah.
creating a story of what this is all about.
Yeah. If I can share success stories, Rafael, there's a franchise company called You Move Me, and they're a moving company. When they approached us before using NiceJob, they had 4,000 reviews from all their 19 locations. So they decided to sign up with us. The franchisor said, "Well, I want all my franchisees to have NiceJob." So
Uh-huh.
we implemented the software to all the 19 locations. A year later, You Move Me currently has over 25,000
Wow.
reviews.
Wow. Wow. More than 500, around what? More than 500% increase.
Yes.
Incredible. 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 I can see that. Wow. So, I mean, I know that there are a lot of competitors out there, a lot of people that promise this, promise that. But I noticed that not all of them are good enough. Meaning, some of them try to make you believe that they're doing some of the work. I remember, I'm not gonna mention the name, so they don't try to sue me. But I remember using a platform that is well known in the franchising industry that does review. But in reality, they don't really do the cleanup. They let the cleanup to be done by the franchisor or the franchisees, and sometimes we're too busy trying to run the business, right? Try to run the franchise, try to run the operation, try to make money. That the last thing that you think is going over there and see who's leaving a review or not.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's better when someone, a professional, really does and take care of the, you know, make get the job done pretty much, right?
Correct. Yeah. And sometimes businesses will get one-star review. It happens. Sometimes you have an individual who simply isn't satisfied, right? Maybe it's just their personality. They like to complain about everything. But we always encourage our clients to respond to these one-star reviews so they can showcase their great customer service, which is what we call the foundation. When you give great customer service, people that read your reviews are more inclined to trust you. Also, because our system is automated, the benefit of having NiceJob is that you're going to leave your competitors behind. Because if you're getting multiple reviews in a week and you're getting 1-star review, what will happen is these positive reviews will outweigh the negative ones and they get eventually buried in the feed. So, uh, not 1-star reviews are all bad. Sometimes they're good because you can showcase what your brand is. So, if you're a franchisee that has a great reputation online, what it's going to do as well, it's going to attract those potential franchisees owners because those reviews act as an incentive for prospects to invest in your brand. So the reviews work double way.
Of course, yeah. That's the first thing that nowadays a potential franchisees will do is to go and check to see number one, how reputable is this franchise brand, how long they've been around, how many locations they have, what is social media saying about them, any good feedback, any great reviews or bad reviews, and then obviously the more bad review, the less chances you have to be able to continue signing up new franchisees. I get it. I am 100% clear, and I am a true believer that you definitely, if you're in the franchising business and you are serious about your brand, you must have in your corner a company like NiceJob that can really do the cleanup and really keep track of all of those reviews and making sure that you keep attracting more review and also keeping track of whatever your clients are saying about you, because that's
Mhm.
also key. I mean, highlight those good ones and also address the bad one, because like you said, a 1-star review, that doesn't mean that it's a bad review. It means
Mhm.
that you have to look at your system and figure out what do you have to fix, why you getting that kind of review, and what you have to fix in order for you to prevent getting 1-star in the future, right? Isn't that the responsibility of a great franchisor or a great business owner?
Yeah, correct. Well, we noticed too that franchisors, when they have a great brand, and that's through their online reputation, through their locations, they actually get more sales into the brand. One trend that we've noticed, and this is interesting, Rafael, is that we'll have prospects, if they're looking to invest in a brand, what they'll do is they'll look into 10 to 15 Google accounts for different locations, and they'll read all the reviews. So when they look at the positive, the negative, that online reputation builds that credibility that the brand is good, that it's successful, it's got a history of success. So these individuals are more likely to invest in it. So that's why we encourage franchisors to really not utilize the system, but also use it to their benefit to incentivize those franchise sales.
I definitely like it. I definitely love it. What I really want to do, I'll see if I can also invite you to the Latino Franchise Association, so you can also come in and give us, presentation about your secret sauce, about how do you guys do it, so you can encourage, we can encourage a lot of those, a lot of the members of the Latino Franchise Association to perhaps use your service and really see how you can help them, because it goes both ways.
Mhm.
It's not about just selling and you guys getting money for it, rather than just providing the good quality services, and that will speak, by itself. I mean, for your about your company and what you do. I have no idea what the Nice Job was all about. I thought that the Nice Job, every time I see you, my friend, because you are very active in social media. You
Yeah.
are very active in media. Every time I see you, I felt like you that you were saying to everybody, "Oh, I do a nice job." Everything was a nice job, right? Let me look at your LinkedIn account, Sebastian, because you, even when I saw those 5 stars there, I said, "What is this? Is that something new that LinkedIn has, that people could get 5 stars?" And then I realized that those were 5 stars that you added to
My bio, yeah.
your bio,
You
which
know,
is amazing.
it's eye candy, right? It's to incentivize the eyes to be like, is that a Google review? And actually, I've had so many people reach out to me and saying, like, we can add reviews now on LinkedIn, and not yet anyway, but it's just a way to showcase what NiceJob can do.
Well, let's just take a look. I know that we had a great time, by the way, at the International Franchise Expo. That's what I mentioned. I know that you participated in one of the panels that I was. No, I was in a panel with, what's the name of the Canadian lady?
Oh,
Uh,
with Laura Darrell.
Laura. Yeah, Laura was. She was awesome. She was really, 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 really nice, and I really enjoyed her presentation, Laura. But I met you there, and then I invited you to the Latino Franchise Association Franquicia Fest Expo, and we really had a great time. That was really, 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 really awesome. Let me show some of the photos here. This is you and
Yeah,
some of the guys, Emiliano, Joker, Alex Mendoza,
Montoya,
Montoya from a Choice Hotel, and this is
Adrian from
yeah,
HR.
yeah, definitely. I see Adrian being interviewed here. Oh my God, the yacht. We had such a great time at the Jack party, Jack Fiesta.
That
I
was
see,
a very classy event that you put together, Rafael, for all the franchisors and putting all those brand owners in that yacht and just taking us to see New York. I have to thank you because I've never seen anything majestic like that picture right there. Thank you.
yeah, no, it was really, really, really something. Not only that, to be able to be right next to, I mean, how close can you see? Besides, I mean, you can visit the Statue of Liberty anytime you want to now, but how close can you get and see the Statue of Liberty, especially when you are right there, right next to it, in that beautiful giant with that awesome view of the island of Manhattan. That was really well. Here's a photo of the Statue of Liberty. I mean, it's amazing, the view, the review, and everything. I mean, I think we had a great time, and definitely we're already working
Mhm.
of doing this event. By the way, next year, um, I mean, we all know Franquicia Fest was a great success. At a point that now we have people calling us. We are already planning. We're gonna have hosting. The next one is gonna be Miami, Florida, March 28th. I mean, I'm giving you una primicia, right? So
Oh,
people,
wow. Okay. Nice job is going to be at that expo then, eh? We're
yeah.
going to
So
have a booth and everything. I'm holding you to it.
yeah, definitely. So Miami, we're gonna go to Miami in June. No, in March 28, 27, and then Los Angeles, California. LA is gonna be at the end of the summer. I believe August
Wow.
it's gonna be, and we're back to New York again at the Mario Marquis at the end of September. And also we're planning our national annual convention. Most likely, it's gonna take place in San Juan, Puerto Rico, at the convention
Mm,
center there. But this was a really nice event. I really was really happy to see so many support and so many people from so many industry. I mean, it was incredible. Mark Madrid, this is the guy from the Small Business Administration. He came. I mean,
yeah.
Mark was so busy. I really want to thank Mark publicly. I said it a few times already, but Mark really have to reroute, take another route to be able to make it and be able to come in and speak at this event. He's super, super, super busy traveling all over the country. So I want to thank Mark Madrid also for participating at this magnificent event. So I noticed you did a video. I don't know where is that video at. I was trying to
Oh,
find it.
I think, oh, there's the Canadian video. I think if you go to my profile in there we go. That's, yeah, if you go up all the way to my profile, yeah, I think this is the general feed. But yeah, if you go to my profile, um, if you go to all posts, so there we go. So if you go to more, there we go. You can just scroll down and yeah, I was mentioning that I had a really good time shooting some content for the expo and for NiceJob. Um, I did some tricks of editing and some green screen effects. But yeah, if you keep going down, if you keep going down.
Well, let's take a look now that I'm here to these
Oh
really
yeah,
nice photos. Some of these photos,
yeah.
the
So there's
people.
Erika Garza.
Oh, yeah, she's pretty
There's
nice.
Erika. It
You
was
some,
a
you met Ricardo
sorry, go
Rivera,
ahead.
Ricardo from the Asociación de Franquicia de Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
He was there. Of course, John Lancaster. And what about this interesting person. What's his
Casaba Roots,
name?
Patricio. He's
Patricio Lombardo from Mexico.
Yeah, he has a very beautiful story, and he told us he owns 75 locations of cassava roots. He's a very successful entrepreneur, and Nice Job right now is in talks with him to do some business. So we're very happy to have him as a partner soon.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you were able to pick up some business. That's the idea. And this is Ricardo from Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
Ricardo,
Yeah,
he's a good, you should contact him. He's a good, become a good client. He's running and managing a whole bunch of franchises out of the island of Puerto Rico. I was there the other day. Uh,
yeah.
I was gonna say, what is this? Lightning? No, this is the, oh, this is the
That's
gift.
the yeah, that's the bar. I used it as an effect, so it kind of looks like lightning.
Interesting. And look at this. Oh my God, my lady.
Yeah. No,
Very,
thank you so much for putting that together. And even Burger King was there at the Latin Fest, which was they're a huge brand with thousands of locations. So them attending at the Franquicias Fest was just a testament of the quality of companies coming to this festival.
yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely, definitely. Look at this character. Oh my God, he lets you wear the suit too, huh?
I stole his jacket. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, no, he's very, very interesting fellow. But let me see what else you have here related to our event. I noticed.
There, that's the video right there. So if you wanna, yeah, that's a video I shot from the get-go in the Detroit airport, and then we slowly transition into Franquicias Fest, where you're giving your opening speech. There's Emiliano there, and uh, and then eventually we transition to John and Alex, who were from
Yeah,
Choice
very nice,
Hotels,
very
and
nice. Well done, my friend. And this is the promo that we did for the Latino, for the
correct.
Franquista Fest.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully next year I'll be there
anyway,
to play
so
golf with you
I
guys.
really want to thank you for really attending our first Franquicia Fest event. I think that was really, really, really interesting. Happy to see you, to be able to collaborate, and obviously as a Latino, we have a huge responsibility now, my friend. You know how valuable and important it is for us to continue promoting franchising within the Latino community, and I'm gonna hold you also accountable. And
Hmm.
whatever we're doing in the United States, at one point, I really want to meet with you and see what we can do in terms of the Latino, maybe perhaps or bring a chapter of the Latino Franchise Association to Canada so we can replicate and do some events. Even a small event doesn't have to be that big with Latino, because promoting franchising, I'm sure that in Canada, there is do you know how many Latinos are in Canada?
That's actually a good question. I actually don't, but I know in the States alone, there's 63 million Latinos in the US, but that are registered, of course. But
Counted,
in
counted.
Canada, it counted, right? But in Canada, that's a good question. I should find that information.
Yeah, so yeah, we know the numbers. You also know the number. There is a tremendous opportunity. I mean, I only say that the Latino community, it is extremely, extremely powerful. A lot of people haven't realized that we have 63 million Latinos generating $2.8 trillion GDP. Um, that's the gross domestic products. I mean, if it would be a country in the U.S., the Latinos in the U.S. will be a country, will be the fifth global economy, the fifth largest country in the world. Imagine that. United
Mhm.
States, China, Japan, Germany, then Latinos in the USA. So I see this represent a tremendous opportunity for everybody in the franchising industry, because people think that it's just us, but everybody will benefit of what we're doing. We're just bringing new leads, bringing new blood into the franchising industry, being able to knock at the door and really ask those Latinos. You know how Latinos are. When we joke around with them and say, "Hey, man, get all of that money out of under the mattress. It's time for you to invest that money into a franchise concept, right?"
Yeah.
Latinos, we don't believe in banking, right? So we put the money under the mattress. I mean, it's really, we have a lot to say, we have a lot to learn. But the reality is that Latinos are the largest group in the United States that are opening the most businesses, based on the Small Business Administration reports. We open the most businesses. We have, I mean, you look at the number across the board, it's incredible what's happening with the Latinos. So I know that that we launched the Latino Franchise Association, and at one point we're going to invite you on the Latino Franchise Association podcast, so we can even talk more about some of the initiatives that the Latino Franchise Association is doing to continue promoting franchising, all that stuff. But I know that we as Latinos leaders in the industry, we have a huge responsibility. What do you think?
Well, it's a very good point that you brought out, Rafael, about the GDP. $2.8 trillion dollars. That demographic of Latinos and GDP just shows the potential. And if we look at the franchising numbers, they're astronomical. Last year, the franchising industry made $787 billion dollars in revenue. That's how much the franchise industry is producing. So when we look at that metric, there's only 1% of Latinos in that industry. And it's funny you mentioned that point because at the Franquicias Fest, we had a panel, so to speak, with several franchise leaders that are Latinos, and we talked about this concept, a recurring theme that we found out. Why is it that there's only 1% of Latinos in this industry? And we looked at each other and we're like, yeah, why? And because there should be more, but we realized it's because there's not enough education about it. And I'm an example. Like, I mean, I just started in the franchise space about 6 months ago. I knew about the word franchise, but I didn't know the industry behind it. And now that I'm in it, it's like, why wasn't this taught at high school or in business class? That's why when I speak to Dr. Hayes, who's now officially teaching franchising at university, I thought, well, maybe that would be a good thing for high schoolers because it is a business artery in many sectors. And frankly, for me, I think maybe I would have taken a different path if I would have been taught franchising because now I don't know if I'm going to get out of franchising. It's awesome. It's a great industry.
That's what I usually tell people. Well, you know that I built my own franchise brand with $200 to computers and a fax machine, and I've been all over the country promoting, selling my brand. But I remember that everywhere I used to go and do a presentation about franchising in a discovery day, there was always one Latino that used to come back and say, Mr. Abra, explain how this works. So you're telling me that I'm going to work, I'm going to make money, and then out of the money that I'm making, how much do I have to give you? Oh, 5%, 10%, whatever the royalty is. And I say, no, for that, I'd rather work and really do it myself and keep 100%. It means that they never get it. They don't understand the value proposition of franchising. So we're changing all of that, my friend. I mean, there are two really reasons why Latinos are not heavily involved in franchising. You said the first one. Number one is education, obviously, but the first one, the main one, is money, financing. Look, I know this is what I know as a Latino. Latinos, we are super copycat. We copy everything. Somebody open up a bodega, suddenly you see like 20 bodega next to each other in a matter of a couple of years. You open up a travel agency, there are like 20 travel agency. You open up a real estate business, an insurance business, whatever business you open up that can be replicated, a Latino will replicate it, plain and simple. Meanwhile, I've been in the franchising industry for over 20 years, and I don't know any other Latino that have launched any franchise in whatever business. And I was wondering the other day, what I said, nobody's really, are they looking at what I'm doing? Are other Latinos seeing what I'm building? Of course they are. And believe me, they've been trying to copy and replicate the model. But when they look at the obstacles, when they see that they have to invest a lot of money and they need to get into, I guess, an arena, because that's really what it is. Or it's like a world that they don't know. They don't know how it
Hmm.
works. They don't know how to handle it. They don't even know how to start when you're talking about franchising. And many of them come in thinking, oh, franchising, yeah, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, that's all they know. But they don't realize, how complex it is and how difficult it is to build a successful brand. That's why you don't see
Hmm.
that many Latinos. So now it's up to you and up to me, it's up to us to turn that around. We have to turn that around. And I hope with all the work that we're going to be doing through the Latino Franchise Association and even through this podcast and promoting and continue pushing, more and more Latino will be able to embrace the franchising industry because it's well needed right now. It's really, really well needed. I've been talking to a lot of people since I started promoting Franquicia Fest in the industry. You know what everybody's telling me? At one point, people used to close 1 out of 50 leads. You collect 50 leads, you close a deal. Then from there went up to 100, 1 out of 100, then
Wow.
150. And there were people telling me that you're lucky if you can close one maybe out of 200 or 250. Closing one deal out of 250 leads. Imagine if you want to open up 10 locations. How many leads you have to obtain or
Yeah.
find? It's really getting harder, difficult, tougher, and also it depends on
Mhm.
the brand, on the industry. The more money is required to open up a franchise, the more obviously the less people are gonna be willing or interested in joining, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But all I know is, my friend, that we are up to something big. We're up to something huge. I'm very happy and excited about what I'm building. I have passion for this industry. And like I always like to tell people, it's not about the money, guys. It's not about the money. And in a way, it is about the money. But I don't like to never like to put money first because the key here is how many people we can help. Your job now, Sebastian, is how many Latinos that are getting into the franchising industry your company can really help them to develop a very clean, well put together brand that will stand out there
Hmm.
amongst all the competition. That is part of your job because by
Yeah.
you doing that and helping them to do that, their franchise business is gonna be more successful. They're gonna grow faster. They're gonna grow better, and you're gonna be making a lot of money, or your company is gonna be making a lot of money in the future. That's really what it is. There is plenty money made in this industry. Everywhere you go, everywhere you see, there is so much money that can be made. But people have to really do the work. They have to be willing to work.
Hmm.
And all I'm doing is just prendiendo la mecha, como decimos,
Burning, yeah, the fuse.
the fuse,
Burning the
and then
fuse.
yeah, and then let it run, let it run. Let's see what where this is gonna take us. But I see a tremendous opportunity. I see a lot of future. There is no doubt you are a number person for what I see, and all the number indicates that the future of this wonderful country, America, which I love, my home, uh,
Definitely.
is gonna be there'll be. I mean, the majority of the people in the future are gonna be Latinos. Believe it or not. By the year 2060, they're expecting around what is it, 130, 150 million Latinos in the United States.
Hmm.
I mean, tremendous amount of growth. I mean, right now, the largest group of people in the United States are the youth, believe it or not. Young people between 11 and
Yeah.
16. That's the largest group. And guess what? The majority of that group are Latinos, believe it or not.
Yeah.
What
So
that means?
actually, bringing that point, Laura Darrow, who you had at the great panel at the IFE back in June, she wrote a beautiful book, which I recommend everybody. It's called The Great Resignation. And she actually mentioned that point that by 2026, the Gen Zs will be the biggest demographic or the biggest consumer group in the United States. And like you mentioned as well, the majority will be Latinos. So this generation has a different way of thinking. They're not like us. They read reviews and they spend statistically 10 hours on their cell phone checking for information. So that's why working at NiceJob has given me, as you mentioned, a responsibility to educate, to teach those ones that are coming into the franchising space, especially if they're from Latino or any other demographic, to educate them because the digital landscape is changing and is changing very fast. I'm constantly reading all the time, every day. newsletters, trends, hashtags, or actually, no, we don't use hashtags anymore. But you can see how things evolve so quick that sadly, there's a lot of individuals that can't keep up. And I really enjoy educating everybody about the franchise industry, technology. And I think in the next 2 years, Rafael, along with Franquicias Fest and the organizations with the Latino community, I think we have a lot of work ahead of us in educating everybody, and yes, definitely the Franquicia Fest was just the beginning, and that was a month ago, and that was number one. Eventually, there's going to be so many events across the United States, so that's a beautiful platform to educate these great individuals.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And with that, we're gonna wrap it up now at this podcast. And I really want to thank you for joining us and participating in the Mr. Franquicias podcast. And I hope to have you again. We're gonna do the same thing in Spanish also. So the followers and people that want to also hear this in Spanish, we're gonna have our versión en español con sabor latino, right? So we
Vale.
can. So for now, my friend, any final thoughts? Any final words?
I guess, as you mentioned, I think it's just about educating, having fun, and I think there is a tremendous responsibility when it comes to what we know and what we can share with others. And I want to take this opportunity for you to thank you for having me and NiceJob at this great podcast. It's very insightful, and I'm looking forward to your other guests as well.
The website is www.nicejob.com. Visit a NiceJob if you really want to do some serious work and clean up in your reputation. You have the expert, Sebastian Aguirre, who is the franchise relationship manager at NiceJob. I recommend you to visit the website and listen, just have a free consultation. It doesn't hurt to learn how they can help you to really do some cleanup. I will remind all of our followers and listeners to please like our platforms in all the social media. And don't forget that this podcast, it is being retransmitted in all kind of podcast platforms across the nation and international. So I really want to thank you once again for participating, Sebastian, and I'm looking forward or continue connecting with you, collaborating with each other, and continue helping Latinos across the United States to really embrace the franchising business opportunity. Until next time, my friend. Ciao.
Muchas gracias. Chao, chao.
Muchas gracias por escuchar nuestro podcast. Esperamos que la información haya sido de su agrado. Manténgase en sintonía, síganos en todas las plataformas de social media y visite nuestra página en el internet www.mrfranquicias.com. Hasta la próxima.